everybody. Welcome back to the Trig Podcast, enjoying GOZO TV on this beautiful December 8th, Tuesday, 2020. Almost to the end of the year, 23 days before 2021 and the end, we hope, of this pandemic and the vaccine and all that is to come. We all want good news, don't we? I sure do. And talking today about how to have the best year of your life in 2021. I want to give you three reasons or three ways that you can have the best year of your life in 2021. But before I get to that, I want to just tell you that right now I am doing a special. If you would like to start your own podcast or live stream show, go to davidTrig.com/podcast, davidTrig.com/podcast to learn all about this free webinar that I'm doing December 15th, just in a few days, so that you can learn for free all the basics of what you need to do to start your own podcast in order to expand your career, develop a second income stream, get your message out, touch the lives of people. So three reasons or three ways to have the best year of your life. First is get in touch with your adventure. Get in touch with your God-given adventure. I always remember our beautiful son when he was 5 or 6. He was in this basketball team at the YMCA. And the coach would always say to them, if you want the other boys to pass you the ball, just go here, 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 here. And so my beautiful boy, being 5, 6 years old, just with that big smile on his face, he would run down the court and he would say, here, 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 with that big smile, those curly black locks on his head, and then he'd get the ball. And I always think about adventure as those moments when we go here, here, here. Remember that? Remember when you were a young girl, a young man, and you were just so wide-eyed regarding life? What is the adventure that you've lost? Reality is that when our son was then 15 or 14, he also was on the basketball team, and that smile wasn't there anymore. More stress was there and expectations and how's my jump shot? And that's what happens to us. Life dims our adventure, dims our curlies, dims that smile on our face saying here, 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 that belief that we're going to get the ball and we're going to score. But if you're going to have an amazing 2021, you have to get in touch with that adventure once again. What is that God-given adventure? What is that wide-eyed desire of your heart? Is it to change the world? Is it to start a business? Is it to create music? To write a book? Is it to love people in your home country? Get in touch with that adventure. Now, a practical way to do that is go and find that picture when you were a little boy or a little girl. Maybe a picture that your mom took, maybe one that has been in the family albums for years, for decades, not centuries. And look at the face on that picture. Look at your own smile on your face and get in touch with your adventure. What is it telling you? Number 2 is to develop grace in crisis. So this is 3 letters I'm going to give you, ACL. A stands for adventure, C stands for crisis, but it's about finding the grace in crises. It's important that as we head into 2021 that we don't forget 2020. How could we, right? But in the middle of this crisis, what have been the graces that you've found? Now, what is grace? Grace is when God reaches down and he pulls you out of that pit, out of that hole. What has been the pit of 2020 for you? Has it been anger over politics and police brutality? Has it been the fear over, am I going to get sick? Has it been the shame that you weren't as optimistic as you wanted to be? What has been the pit of 2020? And most of all, what has been the grace? How has God shown up in 2020? Maybe your pit was 2 years ago when you were unemployed or you went through a divorce. It could have been 5 years ago when you went through cancer or someone in your family dealt with some sort of bankruptcy or cancer in their bodies. How did God show up in the middle of your crisis? The reason why finding grace in crisis is important is because that's the strength that you need for 2021. Knowing that God showed up for you is going to give you confidence for 2021, because guess what? Hopefully there'll never be another pandemic, but there will be another, earthquake, God forbid. There'll be loss in our lives in 21, in 2022. We will all be aging another year. We will have ups and downs. And so you want to hang on to those moments of grace, to that silver lining, to the gospel and how God showed up in your life. Write that down. Write the crisis, and next to it, or maybe cross out the crisis, and then next to it, write down the grace. And then lastly is think about, who do you love? Or maybe for some people, it's what do you love? So ACL, Adventure, Crisis, and Love. In order for you and I to have an amazing 2021, think about, what do you love? For most of us, that's our family, our kids, our jobs. But think even deeper. What about your kids do you love? Do you want them to succeed in school? Of course. So therefore, how can you point your life in 2021 to help them accomplish their dreams? Is what you love to help students at school? How can you then move your life, adjust your life, your goals, in order to better love children? Do you love making money? Do you love having the ability to be generous with the income that you generate? How can you then position yourself in 2021 to start a new business, to start a second or third hustle, to increase your potential so that you can bless others? Thinking about what you love, and let me talk about who you love, is very important. You want to think about an actual person that you want to help. So when you think of, I want to love my kids, I want to help my church, I want to serve God, who exactly are you talking about? Is it a young person? Is it an older person? I know it's everyone, but all of us have a unique history. And most of us, because we're selfish, we want to love people like ourselves, or the people that remind us of ourselves. And so before saying, I want to love everyone, remember, not everyone's going to love you. And you're not going to connect with everyone. Who do you connect with the most? Is it young people? Is it people your age? Is it women? Is it men? What kind of people? Most likely it'll be people like you. So for me, I connect a lot with people of color that are creatives and that are visionaries, entrepreneur types. For you, you're going to probably connect with people that are similar to you, or, as I said, that remind you of who you are, or the pain, thinking of crisis, the pains that you've been through. And so you want to think about, who do you love in a way that really touches your heart, that really moves you, so that you can then focus on those people in 2021. So to summarize, ACL. How to have an amazing 2021? Think of your adventure. What's the adventure that you've been on? C, crisis. What has been the grace in the middle of the crisis? That will give you the strength to persevere. And then love. What do you love? Who do you love? And I always like to say it this way, A plus C equals cell. When you combine the adventure that you're on plus the crisis, or the grace in the crisis, it equals, or it concludes in your purpose, in who you love, in what you love. So for example, for me, the adventure I've been on is to sing, is to love life. That's the adventure. Crisis is when I grew up alone without my parents since age 12. But the grace has been my beautiful wife, mentors, a ton of teachers and school and books that have helped me along the way, my faith, music, church, and then equals love. So who do I love because of that? I love wide-eyed creatives who have been through challenging times, but who long for a mentor and who want to love and create and serve others in spite of their pain. And so what is your A plus C equals cell? Write me at davidTrig.com and let me know. Let's interact. My hope is my prayer for you today is that you will know that God has an amazing plan for your life. He is not done with you yet, no matter what you've been through, what you're going through right now, no matter 2020 or 21, vaccine or presidents. God is faithful. and He has a plan for your life. It's not to harm you, it's not to destroy you, but it's for a future, for a great future, and for an amazing hope. My prayer for you today is that you will know that God is with you in 2021. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure that you do subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're listening to this on my podcast. Thank you so much for being here. And as I said, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just search my name, davidTrig, or David Trigg, and subscribe to my channel. I'm also live streaming every morning at 9 a.m., helping people find their purpose. It's a call-in show, so you can call in right there and we can interact. Thank you again for being here, and I will see you next time.
Thank you for listening to The David Trigg Show. Find the complete archive at davidtrig.com or subscribe for free through the podcast app on iTunes or Stitcher on Android.
Each week, we bring you a message of joy, success, and personal power in spite of fear, anxiety, and depression. Because as we like to say, though there's pain in the night, GOZO comes in the morning.